This is a KOIN 6 News breaking news alert.
That breaking news now at 10. Oregon's Supreme Court grants Governor Brown a stay after a judge in rural Oregon had declared the coronavirus restrictions null and void. Welcome to KOIN 6 News at 10 o'clock. I'm Emily Burris in for Jennifer Hoff.
And I'm Jeff Gianola. The ruling came down at 7:45 tonight. It means Oregon's stay-at-home orders will remain in place while the court looks deeper into the case. It was earlier today that a Baker County judge ruled the governor's order null and void following a suit filed by 10 churches.
Our Jenny Young has been talking one-on-one with the leader of one of those churches who filed the suit and the attorney who argued the case. Jenny, where do we go from here?
All right, so the attorneys for Governor Brown asked that same county judge to order this stay. He denied it, so the AG then asked the Oregon Supreme Court to do it tonight, and they got their way in that. So this is going to go to the Supreme Court now.
She knows or should know that she cannot infringe on liberty, religious liberty in particular, but liberty in general, indefinitely.
The language of that statute is precise, and the judge recognized and agreed with our argument.
A back and forth battle between the governor and Oregon churches and business owners who claim her COVID-19 restrictions are at this point extreme and unconstitutional.
But it can't happen anymore. That power has expired. That's what the judge ruled today, and we think it was a good ruling. We'll be prepared to defend that in front of the Oregon Supreme Court.
But less than 7 hours after an Oregon judge overturned Governor Kate Brown's stay-home orders, the state Supreme Court suspended that judge's order. This all started earlier this month when the Pacific Justice Institute filed a lawsuit against Kate Brown on behalf of several Oregon churches.
And even after I filed, I was still getting people saying, hey, I want in, people from all corners of the state.
Ray Hackey argued the case. He and Kevin Mannix with Common Sense for Oregon, who helped with the case, were prepared for the Attorney General to appeal to the state Supreme Court. They were also prepared for the AG to file a temporary motion to suspend the judge's ruling.
Nobody is wanting to be irresponsible. I haven't spoken with one person that says, hey, let's just go charge it in there and throw the doors open. Nobody's doing that.
John Terry is the pastor of Calvary Chapel, Newburgh. His church is a plaintiff in the case. He says his church closed their doors 10 days before the governor ordered it, but says now there's nothing justifying keeping the doors shut.
I just believed it was inequitable because why can I not take a communion cup at church, at a church service, and then drive down the road to a fast food restaurant and get takeout?
All right, so this is obviously very developing. The Supreme Court has not issued a timeline when they'll hear arguments. I think it's worth noting that the majority of those justices were appointed by Kate Brown. Reporting live tonight, Jenny Young, KOIN 6 News.
Jenny, thank you. In Washington, Governor Jay Inslee unveiled his plan to allow all elective medical procedures. Facilities can begin to reopen if they have enough PPE and capacity. The governor says he will not force medical or dental practices to reopen, adding it's up to each individual office to assess on their own.
Remdesivir, the first drug to show real promise in treating COVID-19, is now being delivered to local hospitals. The Oregon Health Authority will be distributing remdesivir after getting a supply this weekend. Local patients were involved in a clinical trial which showed the drug could help patients recover faster from COVID-19. The Providence doctor leading the trial in Portland talked about its use today.
Our internal analysis here is showing data that is supporting that remdesivir likely does have mortality benefits. So the final NIH trial data hopefully will confirm that there are actually mortality benefits to the drug.
This is an emergency use authorization. It's still not formally approved by the FDA, so remdesivir will first be given to the most critical patients.
Well, we know that some of our viewers have now gone weeks, if not months, without a paycheck, and we continue to hear from people having trouble still getting their unemployment benefits. One man we spoke with says he's frustrated going 2 months now without any income. Lindsay Nadrich working to get answers.
I've spoken with several people now who say for them this process has been a nightmare and that they're tired of hearing we'll get to you eventually. The man I spoke with today told me he's almost gone through his savings completely and has tried everything he can to get a hold of the employment department with no luck.
it's hard because I just don't know what's going on with my claim.
AJ was laid off because of the COVID-19 shutdowns on March 20th. Since then, he's gone online every week to file a claim for unemployment benefits as directed. At one point, he says he got a letter saying he would receive benefits, but is yet to get any money.
But I'm 8 weeks in. I'm getting stressed out about money at this point. I was fortunate that I guess I had some money saved. But if it wasn't for that, I would be in like a serious situation right now. And I'm getting close to being in that situation because savings only last so long.
The last update he received was a letter saying there's a question about his availability for work. He's tried calling hundreds of times, sent emails, faxes, and even a letter in the mail, but can't get through to anyone to figure out what's going on with his claim.
I should be able to talk to an actual human and just get some answers or something, some sort of a clarification, just letting me know the actual status of my claim.
Online, the employment department says the average wait time to speak with anyone over the phone was more than 3.5 hours last week. That is, if you can even get your call to go through. Let's try calling the number for unemployment claims.
Sorry, the number you called was busy. Please try again later.
I've tried that several times today and either get that message or a busy signal. I cannot get it to ring.
When you're talking about people's livelihoods and being able to afford to pay your bills and stay where you're living and things of that nature, it's not really acceptable to go on 2 months and not be able to even know what's going on with the situation.
The Employment Department website says it's processed roughly 340,000 claims since March 15th, while just under 49,000 claims have yet to be processed. When I've talked to the Employment Department in the past, they've told me they're experiencing a high volume of claims and that they're working as quickly as they can. AJ, though, says that answer just isn't enough anymore. When I reached out to the Employment Department today for an interview, they told me they were too busy but would be available tomorrow. I'll continue to follow up because we know there are many people just like AJ who still need help with their benefits. Reporting in Portland, I'm Lindsay Nadrich, KOIN 6 News.
Yeah, still working for a lot of people who need answers tonight. Well, it's always a challenge being first, but a restaurant in Carson, Washington successfully reopened its dining room to eat-in customers. Wayne Haverly visited Backwoods Brewing to find out what other Washington restaurants might look like in the near future.
It was a big weekend at Backwoods Brewing in Carson. The brew pub reopened its doors to customers less than 1 week after Governor Inslee approved Skamania County for Phase 2 of the reopening plan.
Sitting down for a cold draft beer and a freshly tossed pizza. A true slice of heaven for Justin Wood from Vancouver. He and his buddy made the trip to Carson for morning golf and afternoon